called the Lobster Trap. It's been here for a long time. We took it over maybe 15, 18 years ago, improved it, and it's just a little sleepy little lobster restaurant, more of a restaurant than a bar. We renovated it in 2021 into 2022. You know, we're always working on it. We're always trying to make a better experience for people that want to come in and dine and eat with us. That's a really good question, because the kind of guests that we attract are the kind of guests that want to go sailing. So they're sailors first, lobster lovers second. If you think about who goes sailing, it's families, it's retired people, it's first-time sailors going on a captain boat, it's experienced sailors with a bareboat. We get them all, from babies to older people. And we get people that are sailing the Caribbean that just happen to be passing through here. And that's what they do for their life, is they sail. Coming from Europe, headed down to Panama. And we get them come in here sometimes, usually not on catamarans, but on the monohulls. And you can see they're weary and ragged. I love when they come in because they've been eating from the sea. And really, they just want to be on land for a while. And, you know, they're the ones that usually order the steak and not the lobster. I would say tranquility. It's a sleepy little island. If somebody's coming in looking for an amusement park or a discotheque, they're not going to find it here. What they're going to find is really more beach than you can walk in 2 days. You can pick a spot and take a walk and walk for 5-6 hours and not see somebody. It's just pure raw Caribbean. It's the second largest island in the BVI, but there's only 250 people that live here full time. I would say this is a little piece of raw Caribbean. You know, it's not fully developed. There's a lot of open space. There's a lot of opportunity for development. I'm not advocating for or against. It just is what it is. Will it change? Probably. How many locations like this are really left in the Caribbean? So that's what you get when you come here. You know, that's another good question, because again, living on an island, on the personal side, you don't always get what you want. Your appetite is what's in the refrigerator, because getting supplies here is difficult. I'm big on seafood. I fish every Sunday morning. I take my own boat out and I set lines and I fish for kingfish, wahoo, yellowtail. I don't do that for a living, I do it for pleasure. And to be honest with you, there's quite a few sailors that come off these boats looking for somebody to charter for fishing. I've taken some, but I don't charge them. I don't want to make money from fishing. I meet people and I take them fishing with me. I eat my own fish, or I give it away to locals or staff. I don't fish for the restaurant. I let the fishermen do that do it for a living. But I do enjoy opening my freezer and seeing fresh kingfish fillets and knowing that I can give them away. My own family comes to visit. I have daughters. They're coming at the end of the month, and I have a freezer full of fresh fish that I be breaking out. We'll be smoking some fish and barbecuing some lobsters ourselves. Yeah. Well, first, we're surrounded by a reef. And lobsters like to tuck themselves into little places around the reef. So you actually have smaller reefs around the other islands, and there is lobsters that come from the other islands. They just happen to be plentiful here because we're surrounded what's called the Horseshoe Reef. Additionally, we're only a couple of kilometers from one of the deepest locations in the Atlantic, which is the Puerto Rican Trench. We get lobsters coming into the Horseshoe Reef, coming down the Puerto Rican Trench. When the lobsters lay eggs, they get caught up in the currents and they move around and they get caught up here. So our replenishment cycle from July through November is when that fresh gene pool of lobster in and around the reef. So it's very healthy, is what I'm trying to say. It's very healthy for lobster. And given that there's only 250 people that live here permanently, it's a very clean reef. The water is very clean. Nothing gets discharged into the water from here. And so because we're 3/4 surrounded by reef, like I said, it's very clean, it's very clear, it's snorkeling, it's underdeveloped in terms of opportunity in tourism. Because while we have tour boats that will go up to the reef and take people snorkeling, there's so much more.